This is Matt. And I'm Dana. Join us as we sail from Maryland to the Bahamas. We continued traveling down the ICW through North and Central Florida, and we had our last visit to a marina before entering the Bahamas. One morning we woke up to an unexpected cold front. There were over 40-knot winds and 2 to 3 foot waves in the channel. Hobo was being slammed against a concrete dock and thrown all over the place for 3 hours. It was hard to watch. We contemplated leaving the dock to avoid damage, but it was too rough to even do that. I only caught the end of the storm with video, but we were so lucky to end up with only a scratch. These guys weren't as fortunate and lost their davits and solar panels. There's a cruiser who lives at the marina, and they told us that they'd only seen wind and waves that big during hurricanes.
Yeah, some people it was rocking so hard, and like the waves were making the boats go so high that some people couldn't get off their boats.
Good morning! We have just left the Suntex Marina in Lantana. We'll wait for the right weather window to cross over to Bimini. Suntex Marina was really awesome. Not only was it one of the cheapest marinas that we stayed at, but it was also one of the nicest. But the best part was not the amenities, it was the fact that next to the marina there's like this long alley, and it has like every kind of mechanic that you could imagine. There was a welder, the guy who did our solar panels, there was a mechanic that looked at our rudder problem. They have sail makers, and Urel's marina is right next to Suntex, and they have really good prices on hauling your boat. Yeah, it looks cool. Later that night, we went to visit Matt's friend who happened to be in town. The next morning, we picked up our anchor and we moved through Miami on our way to No Name Harbor.
That's pretty cool.
No Name Harbor is where we staged the boat for our trip to Bimini. And we saw a few critters. Yay! We made it to Bimini. Matt was sick most of the morning. Autopilot stopped working. I just hand steered. Matt's over at customs. He had to take an Uber over to the airport. Of course, the first thing we wanted to do was get to the beach. And it didn't disappoint.
Yeah, it did.
The marina was seemingly built on a reef and had a huge variety of fish and sharks living there. We saw a greater variety of fish here than at most isolated reefs. After spending a few days in Bimini, we were ready to take off for Gun Key. This is where we would stage for our trip to Nassau. However, when we arrived at Gun Key and put our anchor down, the boat wouldn't go into reverse, which means we couldn't set our anchor. So we had to turn around and go back to Bimini. Luckily, it was a quick fix and we left the next day. These stingrays were super friendly and would come right up to our feet. Now, we didn't notice this until the end of the day, but these guys hide in shallow water and they cover themselves with the sand. So it's really hard to see them and you have to be careful not to step on their tails. What kind do you think they are? They're sharks? He does.
Here he comes.
So, Matt found this anchorage. It is right near Honeymoon Harbor.
Yeah.
So we tried to anchor there today. We went to check it out and it looked like maybe there was like a small area that you could, but it looked kind of worrisome, and so we decided to keep going. And Matt found this good spot, and so we've been alone here all day, and now we have two sailboats that are joining us. One is trying to anchor over in Honeymoon, and one is joining us on our left, and they have a dog.
We started in Bimini and we were gonna wait there till 11 o'clock because Dana wanted a hamburger and the place opened at 11. But then we got bored at like 9 because we wake up at like 3:30 in the morning.
I think the stingrays were my favorite.
Yeah. Then we came back, tried to find lobsters.
Yeah, we couldn't find any.
Our first ocean anchorage.
Are people having trouble anchoring?
We're doing okay.
Friends, hopefully. We haven't met anybody really that we've seen more than once.
Yeah, we'll get a bit.